All right, let's do a lesson on borrowed chords. Now, the idea of borrowed chords is that composers, especially getting into the 19th century, really like to be able to have a richer harmonic palette. They wanted to have a more expressive language in their writing. And they wanted to find ways of using more minor harmonies or harmonies from the minor scale in a piece that was in major. So here's an example of a piece that uses all the harmonies essentially that we've been using so far. We've got everything in D major, plus we have a secondary chord. I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. All right. Now you're probably wondering, well, where would we want to make these harmonies darker? Well, let's pretend that this was something you were singing in church. Let's say a Baroque composer was setting sacred text, right? Maybe it was Luther or something like that. So I'm going to put up some sacred text here. Okay, so now we have a text that a 18th century or early 19th century Baroque composer might set if it was for church. And I'm going to make some changes that are going to use these borrowed harmonies. Now listen and see if this new harmony would be fitting for the text. I played that pretty badly. One more time. So you can see that this is still in a major key, but now we have some of these darker sounds in the middle, and that obviously go with some of the text. Well, how did we change these harmonies? First of all, this is no longer a major 4. This is now a minor 4. And this is no longer a minor 2. Now the 2 is diminished. And these are both harmonies that we see in the minor version of the scale, right? In D major, we would see major 4 and minor 2. But in D minor, we would expect to see minor 4 and diminished 2. So the idea is we're taking harmonies from the minor version of the scale and putting them in the major version of taking the minor version of the scale but putting them into a major key.